Hello and welcome. This is the session for Microsoft Day of Learning on Office 365 and Microsoft tools from a school admin point of view. So we do a lot of sessions aimed at teachers, educators, at learners, but actually there's so much on offer in the Glow domains and in your own Office 365 tenant if you have that. But there's so many tools within Office 365 that are very, very useful for school admin staff, for school leadership, in terms of running the school and in terms of those kind of day-to-day tasks that you undertake all the time. So this session's aimed at giving you an overview of some of the more useful tools and showing you how to get there. Now, I'm at the moment on the domain name office.com, so you'll notice that I'm on office.com. And if you go to office.com from any web browser, you can sign in with your Glow Office 365 email address and password, and you'll land up here at the Office 365 home screen. And in here, we have a kind of overview of our most recent shared or favorited content. And it just shows us the things that it thinks we're going to find most useful, and it usually gets it right because those things are usually the most recent files we worked on. You can see I worked on that 46 minutes ago, for example. So always seeing our most recent content first, and always easy just quickly to get to the files that we want to see and to share them directly with people from here. So one of the great things is that we can share anything we've uploaded to Office 365 with anyone else across Glow and Office 365. So you just click share on a file, and then you could just type in the name of a person, a colleague. I'm going to share that with Carol, and I get to decide here what these people can do with this file. So am I sharing it with anyone with the link? For example, if I wanted to share something out with parents, then I could decide anyone with the link would allow them to view this document. If I wanted just specific people, like I mentioned my colleague earlier, we could allow editing and they could edit that document. That would be handy for collaborating on a document, maybe a new policy or something like that. But anyone with the link's a very powerful one for you as admin staff, because it means any file, a Word document, we've got Excel documents in here, you can make presentations, PDFs, videos, anything. There's a video, we could just share that, and we could decide that anyone with the link, it won't work actually because it's a video, but we can decide the sharing rights for any file or document that we install, that we upload here. So these are all sitting on the internet. They're not stored on our computers. They're stored in this thing we here is referred to as the cloud. It basically just means it's stored on the internet. And because it's stored on the internet, we can get to it from any device. So we could, we could pick up our phones and access that document from wherever at any time. Okay, so let's have a little look through some of these apps now and just see what's on offer in Office 365 for admin staff. So when we're on this Office landing page, we've already explained we've got quick access to our most recent files. But over the left-hand side menu now, I want to point out the waffle. So it's this little 9 squares, sometimes called the app launcher, but that waffle goes with you wherever you are. So if you're in your OneDrive, you'll still see the waffle. If you're in Word, you're still going to see that waffle. And it just means you can jump between all the tools really quickly and easily. So what we're going to do just now, I'm just going to jump out of SharePoint, if it lets me. Okay, so back to the waffle, and what we're going to start with is OneDrive. And it makes sense to start with OneDrive because it's OneDrive that stores all your files. So you'll be used to using PCs at work. You'll be used to maybe using shared drives and sharing things in folders and shared drives. OneDrive is exactly the same, except it comes with some really powerful benefits. So one of the benefits is that you can just create a new document from here. You don't need to open any software. You just hit new and you can create a Word, Excel, PowerPoint, a OneNote notebook, or a new form. And you can upload it, or a link, you can upload it straight here. If I click Word document, what's going to happen is it's going to open up Word online. So this is not opening up on a computer, it's online. And with it being online, it means I can share it with people. So I can click the share icon in the top right, and we get this sharing dialog again, where you can decide who can see it and what they can do with it. So who can see it is up the top here. Anyone with a link means public on the internet. As long as they've got that link, they can view this document. So let's think about that for a minute. If you can send people the link to a file, so imagine this is a parental newsletter and it's in Word Online, I can just choose anyone with the link, I can apply that change, and now I'm going to get that link. Anyone with the link can view their check, and then I can copy that link, and now I can find any way to share that with parents. So let's think of some of the ways. Now that we've copied this, we could share it to a number of different places. We could share it to our school website. We could put it on Class Dojo if we use that to reach parents. You may also be using Seesaw. You could use that to communicate with parents. You could use Group Call or some other text messaging platform, and all you would need to do is paste that link. I've got it copied. There's the link. If we paste that link, then as soon as we open that, we're into this document. So that's the powerful feature of sharing, and that comes across all the Office 365 apps. The great thing is I could share an editing link. It doesn't mean they just need to view it. I could share a link for people to edit this document. So I could click there, I could click allow editing, and I could limit that to specific people. I apply that, and then I could just add their name. So now anyone with a link can view this, but only specific people can edit it. And that's going to send Carol Harper an email. It's going to include the link, and she's going to be able to access and just edit this document straight away, which is fantastic for collaboration, of course. And so that's Word Online, and that came from OneDrive, remember. So we were in OneDrive. This is our storage hub. We can see all our folders. We can create new folders from here. So we might have a folder, we might create a new folder, for example, for school lunch. I don't know, slips. What do? Most of it's automated with parent pay and stuff now, but maybe school lunches. You can see now we've got the slip in there, and we could add content to that folder. So brilliant thing about OneDrive is it is there. Depending on your local authority, you might have it appearing as a folder on your PCs. So actually you can integrate OneDrive into your desktop sharing, so you'd see your shared drives on your device, but also OneDrive. And I'd always recommend sharing to the cloud onto the internet, because that means you can get to your files from anywhere. So what I just showed you there in Word works the same way for Excel, where you just create a new Excel spreadsheet and you could share that. Just waiting for it to load, and then we'll be able to share that as well in exactly the same way. Another great feature for reviewing content for admin staff is commenting. So you could go to this section here, comments, and we could just add a new comment. I can mention people, so I could say Carol Harper, and I could just assign that to Carol and tell her, you know, this looks great or needs more work. As soon as I do that, Carol's going to get an email, and it's going to just flag that up and notify her that this needs a little bit more work. It needs a whole lot more work because there's nothing in it yet. Remember, we've got our app launcher in the top left hand corner, and this time we're going to jump over to PowerPoint and just show you that we can be creating stunning looking presentations from PowerPoint. The great thing about this new PowerPoint, I'm actually going to just jump back a step there and show you some of the templates, because they really are gorgeous. There's all these kind of templates and themes in there. They're really quite nice looking. So this is one called Atlas, and it just gives it a really nice modern slick feel. Another great thing about being in the online version is this panel over on the right hand side. So it gives us a search, and it gives us the ability to use this designer feature. If we want to insert images, we've got another really powerful opportunity here. We go to insert in the menu, we choose pictures, and actually we can choose online pictures. So I'm going to bring up Bing Pictures. We're going to search for a banana and just see what comes up. Something to point out here, Creative Commons is ticked automatically. That means that all of these images you see, all these images here are copyright free. You can use them. You're not breaking any laws. I really recommend you keep that on. We've heard of schools who've been getting copyright claims for putting images on websites and things. Now, it's inserted this image into our presentation here, but it doesn't look very pretty, does it? So the good thing about PowerPoint Online is that you can see the designer is coming to work, and the designer is suggesting more alternative layouts that look nicer, and they look fantastic. So no more ugly PowerPoints. Not that you would have had any, but you know what I mean. It even makes my PowerPoints look stunning really easily. We can also insert video. So if we go to insert, then you'll see one of the options is to add online video. So we're going over to the right hand side now to online video, and you could just paste a YouTube link, SlideShare, Vimeo, or Microsoft Stream link right in there, and that will just insert right into your presentation. And again, the designer suggests us nicer looking layouts, and there's one there that is just stunning. Again, we've got the share option. We can share that with anyone, and we can manage what they can do with it. It's brilliant to pull together slides collaboratively with someone else. We can comment, and we can present live from this view like I'm doing just now. And with the live view, you get all sorts of powerful features like presenter, dictation, all the rest of it. Absolutely fantastic. Oh, I've started a video. So I'm just going to come out of that just now, and then we're going to go back up here to our waffle, and we're going to look at another tool. So the other tool that I think is amazing in this whole office setup for you admin people is Forms. So I'm going to go into Forms just now and just show you the potential here for Forms. So we had a little survey going out, and this is the form we used for that. We're just saying that we were offering these sessions. We had a bit of a video embedded into the form, so people could watch our video, and then they could choose their local authority, and then they could scroll down. They could say when they'd like our training, how long for, what sessions they'd find useful, and then some additional feedback. You can see that at the moment we've got 8 responses to that. We can find out how many people responded, how long they took to complete it, and then we can see all the data, including some nice charts and pie charts and graphical information there. If I open this up in Excel, I now get an Excel version of this, and I can really dig into the data by analysing it there. If you want to preview what your form looks like to other people, this is what they will see on desktop, and you can go to mobile and see what it's going to look like on a mobile view. So if you're an admin member staff and you need information from parents, you need a survey, you need a sign up form, you need permission slips, this is the way you should be doing it. No more paper. It saves paper, and it makes it so much easier for you to manage your work. If I'm in this form, all I need to do to share that link out is click send in the top right, and then I get anyone can respond as an option. I can limit that to my organisation, but for parents and for wider school use, you want it to be anyone can respond. You can shorten the URL to make it easier to remember. Then you just copy the link and you can put that on your website. You can use embed code to embed the form on your website and have it appear in the page. Or, of course, you can just copy the link. You could email that out. You could copy it and send it out in a group call text. Any way you have of contacting parents and the wider school community, now that we've set this form up, we've set the settings so that anyone can respond, we can just copy that link and send it out now. And that's going to make your life so much easier. Okay, moving on. Another great feature is Microsoft Teams. Now, you might be using this already to collaborate with your colleagues, but if not, just want to show you how you might set up a Microsoft team and what's involved. So first draw your attention to this left-hand menu. This is called the Me space because this is all unique to you. You've got your activity, your chat, your teams, your assignments, your calendar, and you can, just click into this calendar and start an instant meeting. That'll become a Teams meeting. It'll have the Teams link. You may well be doing this every single day already. Another great thing here is this Teams registration. You can switch on registration so that people have to register for your event, and that could be handy for like big events, like maybe, I don't know, an evening, a parents' evening, a PTA event, something like that. Smashing to use the easily create meetings, video meetings. You can attach files for people in advance. I'm sure this is something many of you are used to using already. But if you're not used to using the Teams feature, then just click on Teams. Oh, I clicked the wrong thing there. And if we want to create a new team, we go up to the top right hand corner and we click Join or Create Team. So I'm going to create a new team, and I'm going to call this a School Administration and Development Team. This is a staff team. We're going to call this admin staff. And we're going to just say that is private to our admin team, and that's all we need to do. This is going to set the team up, and then we can add people. So I'm going to add my colleague Carol, and she will be added to my team. That means whatever I put in here, Carol will be able to see. Now, it generally starts off with what we call channels. So in this space here, you'll see we have general. Now, if I want to add a new channel, I just click, sorry, that's a new tab. If I want to add a new channel, I go over here to where it says general, I click the three dots, and then I go up to that three dots, I click add channel. I can also add members from there, and I can get a link to this team to share it out. I'm going to add a channel, and in this channel, we're going to call this room booking. And this is going to be a channel that we use for booking rooms. So now what we have is another channel of conversation. So we could have conversations in here. You see, I just click new conversation. We could say, hey everyone, what rooms do we need here? Right, I don't know, we're just starting it up. But if we look down the bottom here, on this little channel, we can attach files. We could, add emojis and GIFs and make it interesting. We can praise people. But I actually use the link feature all the time just to share links. We could share YouTube links in there. We could share little videos we've made. We could share documents. And then you just hit send. And then that's there for anyone to reply to. In this general, we've got a whole other conversation. So we could start a new conversation. And you can see how very quickly you could be adding lots of different channels and filtering your conversations, filtering your files. This one might be parents' evenings. We could use this for planning that, for discussing that. Another one, as an admin staff, you might want to add a channel for permission slips. And that could be discussion and files about that. Just going to add that one in. So you can see now that we've got these multiple channels, we can have different conversations in each channel. And up the top here, we've got different files. And we've also got our notes where we will have a OneNote notebook created and ready to start collaborating. And you could create a staff notebook in there. The plus icon lets you connect so many other different apps, forms. You could put, document libraries in there. Microsoft lists we've had a session on, you could put that in there. You could put whiteboard in there where you could start collaborating on tasks. But fabulous, you can just connect so many different things in. You could link to a web page up there. Anytime you want to have a meeting, you could just go up to the top right and click meet, and that will let you meet with the people in that channel, and they will be notified that you've done that. So huge potential in Teams. I'm sure you've only just scratched the surface of it so far, but massive potential just to add files, to share them to different channels, and to start working really collaboratively through Microsoft Teams. There's mobile apps for Teams as well. So if you're on your phone, really recommend the Teams app, or on iPad. It won't actually work unless you have the apps. So we've looked today at OneDrive, we've looked at Word, PowerPoint and Excel online, we've looked at Teams, and I'm just going to go back to this Microsoft 365 homepage and we're going to take a little look at something called Sway. So Sway might be really useful for a school newsletter. A lot of schools are using these for their newsletter, and I imagine, admin staff might get involved in that process. You can see here we've got blank Sway, or you can choose a template. So why not choose the newsletter template, and that will let me show you just how it works. See, we've got a beautiful full screen visual experience. It's much more powerful than a Word newsletter or paper newsletter. Got the title here, a nice beautiful image, and as we scroll down we see all the content in this newsletter is visual. It's presented in an engaging way, and this works on any web-enabled device. So it works on phones brilliantly, and it's a really great way to share news with anyone. So if I want to start editing this way, you can see I've got the edit button there. I'm just going to start editing, and I'll just give you an overview of how you might quickly and easily start something like this. So it all works using these little sections which are called cards. So the top one you can see is called a title card, and that's where we put our title, and we could switch out the background image in there just by going into the details view. It's not actually letting us switch out the background image there. It's not dropping down. Okay, so that's our title card. If we click the plus button underneath, you can see we can add another card. So any type of content, headings, text box, an image, a stack of images is really powerful. And a stack group is just a bunch of images. If I click add content, we can go to image, and now you can see we've got this image search on the right hand side. So I might just choose garden as my search. Again, the checkbox for Creative Commons is there. So these are all usable images, and I'm just going to pick that one, and then I'm going to pick that one, that one, that one, that one, that one, and we're going to add all of those. And this is going to become a stack of images. It's a group of images in a stack. And let's just play in the top right and see what this looks like. So this is now showing us what our newsletter is going to look like to our viewers. And as we scroll down, where's our stack? There's our stack. So we tap on it to open it up, and you can see we can just go through all of those. We can click full screen, and we can browse through the gallery as a full screen preview. Click the cross to close that down, and if we go back up to the top, it's the edit icon in the top right we're after, and we're back into our edit view. Some of the other things you can put into a Sway include, so just tap on any box and you'll see the green arrow. No, we won't. I'm going to close that down. Tap into any box. I'm going to minimize that and that. And now we should be able to, there we go. There's our plus button. So here's our plus button. Let's just talk about some of the other content we can add. We've looked at images, we've looked at stacks. We can upload files, video content here. We could upload, I'm uploading that just now. It'll take a wee minute to process, but we're uploading a video. We can also go to media and we can embed content. Now, one of the great things you can embed is tweets. So you can embed forms. So if I take the form that I had, where is it? There's my form. Let's just get some embed code from there. I'll copy the embed code on my form. I go back to Sway, and then I can just paste that embed code in there, hit return, and what that's going to do is embed my form into my Sway. So if I click on preview again and play it, you can see that there's our form embedded down there. The video's not uploaded yet, but we've got the form included right in this way. Super powerful. Imagine a newsletter with an embedded form that gets parental input, survey data, anything like that. Super powerful. Again, it's the top right hand corner to go back to the edit, and I do this all the time. I jump between play and edit. We can change the design of our Sway just by clicking design, and over here on the top right to styles, and you'll see that you can go from vertical navigation to horizontal, where you'd go across the way to view it, And you can go to a slide view where you would get arrows to navigate through the different individual slides. So there's a wee arrows down there, and we just go through. The best one for me is vertical, and when you think about it, it's great for everyone because of mobile phones and that thumb scrolly thing that we all do. You can change the colour, you can change the photos to black and white and have a bit of black and white going on, get some nice red going on in the title there. It's up to you. You can customise that in any way you want. You can even choose colours, custom colours of your own. You'll need to find the hex code of the colour, but if you go to a new tab in Google and just search hex codes, then you will see there are loads of ways of finding the hex codes. So there's a hex code generator. You just basically choose the colour and it will give you the code. Hex code is there, so you would just copy that. You'd go back to your sway and you would just paste it in that hex code. And there we have that colour of green. So you can also hit this remix button up here and it will just kind of scroll through different looks. Sometimes that's quite fun to do. And when it comes to sharing your newsletter or your sway, whatever you've decided to use it for, you just go to the top right again, you hit share, and it's that familiar sharing. Anyone with the link is what you want for parents, and you probably just want them to be able to view this way. So there's your link. You can copy that there. You can then embed code it, and that would let you embed it on a website. But super easy just to copy the link, again like we did with those documents. Copy the link, let them view it, and you can then text message that out, email it out, put it on your website and just get it out to your audience, usually parents I would imagine, really, really quickly. So that's Sway. So let's just do a little run through of what we've looked at today from the waffle. We've looked at OneDrive, where we store all of our files, so that was OneDrive there. Remember, we can just create the new documents straight from there. We can make folders, we can upload stuff. I really recommend you start moving everything into the cloud. It means you can access it from anywhere, you can share it with anyone, and you can get these collaborative commenting features that are so, so useful. We also took a look at Excel, Word and PowerPoint online, and remember the point of looking at them was just to show you that you've got these beautiful templates. Here's a Word template, and also super easy to access online images. Remember, we've got the Bing pictures integrated, online video, we've got YouTube there, Flipgrid, Stream, Flipgrid, TED, any videos you can put in. We can go to share, and we can share that link with anyone, anywhere, even parents with no accounts. Remember, for no accounts, you just choose anyone with the link. Anyone with the link. You can even set a password if you want. So that's the sharing, and remember commenting as well for internal collaboration. Really, really useful too, where you can flag up a section to a person, give them some feedback, ask them to add a bit more detail. We also looked at forms, which remember are our way of getting survey data. Even having a wee staff quiz is fun. And then at Sway, where we can create these beautiful newsletters. Here's one that we made for Scotland Showcase Schools. Again, really nice. We just used this for some of our work. I hope you found that session useful. It's been a bit of a whistle-stop tour, going through all these things. There are so many more in there. Another one worth flagging up is probably to do, where you can make yourself to-do lists and you can share them with other people. That's really useful. And we had a session today also on lists, which is a project management tool. And I'll just click into that just now. It lets you just preview how you can create a little list of like tasks. So here's welcome to your new school. We've got medical conditions, social media permission forms, and this is just a way of tracking whether someone's handed them in. We can mention people again, we can flag them up, and work can become automated. We can get reminders sent to us when people update these lists. We can create rules where if someone changes a section, it will send us an email. Super powerful way of automating your work and just getting rid of some of those tasks that take an awful long time without technology. Really hope you've enjoyed that session. We're going to have more sessions coming up in the near future. Remember, there's a whole day of these today looking at Office 365. Very, very useful apps across the whole platform. platform. And if you'd like to see some more admin sessions, give us a shout at Tablet Academy SC on Twitter. Find us on our website, tabletacademy-scotland.com. And remember, you can use the short link bit.ly/TA events.